Where, oh where has this John Steenhuisen been? We need more of this.
The biggest risk to continued progress, to continued opportunity, and building a better future for all of us in this province is complacency and mercenary parties like the PA, like Rise Mzansi, like Good, and like the NCC. Because they're not interested in taking on the ANC. Why aren't they campaigning in Limpopo and the Northwest Province? Why are they coming to the Western Cape? Why are they coming here to try and unseat the only government that created 300,000 jobs last year? Why are they coming here to the only government that arrested through its LEAP program over 27,000 criminals in the last year? Why are they coming here to an economy that's working, with schools that work, that give opportunities for more people, with public transport systems that work? Why here? Why not they focusing their attention on the real enemy of progress in South Africa, which is the ANC? And I've thought about this, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. It's because they know that there's nothing left to loot in the other 8 provinces. Alles is opgeëet. Daar's net geld hier in die Weskaap. The rest of the country is bankrupt. That's why they want to come to the Western Cape, because they want to get their hands on the budget and the money that's been well looked after by our government here under Alan Winde and his team in the Western Cape.
And that is a speech given by John Steenhuisen in the Western Cape over the course of the weekend. And, you know, we're not DA voters, naturally speaking. We get along with them, but we prefer the IFP and ACDP in terms of our policies and our ideology. But if you are a DA voter, this is the leader you want to see. The Western Cape is a DA's domain. All these parties are invaders trying to come and fuck things up here. They want to come here and steal the shit so we can become another African province in an African country, and the DA won't allow that. That is the message that John Steenhuisen is portraying, and to me, that's an excellent message for the DA, but also an excellent message for people who want to vote for the DA.
Yeah, Ramon, you see, you have this very curious thing that occurs right around the country, right? And you kind of see this in the US as well, right? Remember that Democrats have controlled California for some time. LA's a shithole. Everybody leaves it, and then they go over to Texas because they're like, oh, thank God we're not in California anymore. Next election cycle comes up. Who do they vote for? Democrats. And then, lo and behold, they turn the once great red state of Texas into another blue state of shitholeness because they get the same crap all over again. And effectively, that's what John is highlighting now in the Western Cape. You see, you get a lot of individuals leave provinces like the Eastern Cape and the Northwest and the Northern Cape, and they come down to the Western Cape because the Western Cape, with their government, underneath the DA government, has actually grown an economy. As you know, if you look on Facebook, there's a page called Return to South Africa. Many people that do return back to South Africa from living abroad, when they realize that, you know, England and Australia and wherever else is a shithole and they should come home, they come home. And where do they go? They go to the Western Cape because that's the province of jobs. Everybody in South Africa intrinsically knows that. Now, here's the concern. If you have mass migration in the country of people coming from the Northwest, the Eastern Cape, and so forth, and they all go into the Western Cape because that's the only province with job creation, who do they vote for? Oh, wait, the ANC and all the other minnow parties that are basically the ANC light. And then the concern is, the reason you came here is going to disappear, isn't it? Because you're going to implement job policies and local economic policies that are going to destroy the place. Look at Nasna, for example. And then you're not going to get the lifestyle that you want anymore. And so John is saying, we really shouldn't allow this.
Yeah, and the DA, you know, has a lot of problems. And, like, you know, they basically say, we'll give you service delivery, but you have to walk over like a gay crosswalk, right? Because that's what the libs do these days. But at least in the Western Cape, and I know people are going to be like, oh, that, you know, that's just bullshit. Look at all the facts. The DA is very good at service delivery, right? If you want to live in a society where there's water and sort of, you know, pavements that aren't falling apart and very few potholes in the rich areas and the, you know, majority of areas, you vote for the DA, right? As a sort of vote for the provincial government or for a local government, the DA vote is a very strong vote. What they're lacking is a national message, a message that says, look how much better we are than everyone else. other than saying we don't steal and we're not corrupt. That message doesn't matter because the majority of voters in South Africa don't give a shit about corruption, don't give a shit about stealing. That's why they give their vote to the ANC. But this is the message that he's trying to say. Is like, listen, we don't steal, so therefore we can give you all this nice stuff, like no potholes and things like that. But these people, this PA and the Rise and Zanzi and everyone else, are going to come here. They want to steal everything, and then you'll be just another African province in a South African country at the tip of the African continent. He's already saying how much more different the Western Cape is from the rest of the country. The DA shortfall, they don't believe in secession or independence yet, but they will quite soon.
Yes, I think that they will quite soon when they obviously start to realize that in certain parts of the Western Cape, they are losing their majority. And in many instances, they're losing their majority because of mass migration to that province from, let's call them traditionally ANC-type supporter provinces. Lo and behold, these individuals move to the Western Cape and vote ANC, and then get ANC policies and then complain. Oh, why are we living in an ANC-type country? Like, yeah, you voted for this. So John is going to inevitably need to start protecting the borders of the Western Cape if he wishes to maintain an excellent Western Cape. Does that mean that everything in the Western Cape is great? No. Does that mean it's the bastion of the world? No. But is it better than the rest of South Africa? Well, yes. And if you want to retain that, well, you're going to have to work bloody hard to start retaining your identity, aren't you?
And one of the big shortfalls of the DA is that they thought for the longest period of time, and I think this has changed, but they thought good service delivery equals a vote. But what the coloured vote is starting to show is like, well, service delivery, perhaps in the coloured areas, isn't fantastic. We've been to a few of those areas. We've got videos on this channel where we took, patrols, ironically with John Steenhuisen, security patrols. And you can see, the place was not Dubai by any means. So service delivery maybe is a bit of an issue, but what the colours are showing the DA for the most part is that identity matters a lot. And the colour identity is in peril due to A, the number of causes coming through from the Eastern Cape, and B, I think the colours have been screwed over during the Nats time and during the ANC time. They're not black enough, they're not white enough, they're sort of somewhere in the middle. And that causes resentment, and people like Gator McKenzie and like the Good Party and things like that capitalize on that for good or bad reasons. Well, I'm not here to judge. But the DA needs to realize good service delivery is not enough for a vote. You need something else. You need something intangible, something metaphysical for that vote as well.
Yeah, almost like the actual protecting the sovereignty and the identity of your province may be really important to maintaining your future as a province. Protecting your borders, stopping mass migration. Yeah, it's almost like the West could learn from that. But it's great to see John figuring this out, and he's figuring it out very, very quickly.
Well, the problem is it maybe too late? Because I blame the DA for what's happening in Knysna and wherever else, because mass migration has occurred, squatter camps have erupted all over the place, and that is changing the demographics and the political demographics of those places as well. Is it too late for the Western Cape? I don't think so. But the DA can't do the same mistakes they've been doing for the past 20 years, because then it really is over.
Yes. Remember, if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. So really, John does need to step up his game because time's running short.